What's going on, Michelle?
When I was younger, I was sexually abused by my brothers, by both of them. And
Oh, man, I'm so sorry.
My mom knew what was going on. And my brothers, they've apologized to me about it later in life. And my mom admitted that she knew what was going on, but she didn't know what to do. But my issue is one of my brothers still continued his behaviors. He has been watching child pornography, and he's done really messed up things with my dog. And he's also physically assaulted me 3 years ago. And I ended up having a miscarriage afterwards. But I'm sorry, I can't actually catch my breath. I really, I only have one mom, and I really miss her. And I haven't talked to them in like a year. I moved out of my house, of my parents' house, and I just don't know where to go from here, or like.
Yeah, this is a lot, Michelle. So this is awful and evil on a bunch of different levels here. And I'm going to speak real directly and honest with you, okay?
Okay.
Are you hearing me?
Yes,
okay.
I'm hearing you.
I'm going to be real direct with you. Number one, right when this call is over, you will hang up the phone and you will call the police on your brother for watching child pornography, period. Okay?
Okay.
That isn't a negotiable thing. We are going to call somebody here, and so you can beat us to the punch. But when I know about something, about children being hurt, children being exploited or abused, I'm making that call, and I expect every person, whether it's your mom, your brother, your dad, your husband, I don't care who it is, to make that call. And so right when we get off this phone, you're going to make that call. Okay?
Okay.
This is about you reclaiming control about what's right and you taking, quote unquote, the power back in your life. Number two, your other brother apologized to you for sexually assaulting you as kids. Good for him. That does not mean that he has permission to waltz back into your life, that you owe him any sort of relationship, any sort of connection, anything like that. You, Michelle, are in control of the story. You, Michelle, are in control of what happens next. Okay?
Okay.
And for somebody who's been abused in the way you have been, your whole life people have taken from you and taken and taken and taken. And you're going to have to get with a professional immediately.
Okay.
Immediately. To begin walking back that trauma. When it comes to your mom committed what I think is one of the most egregious evils a parent can do, which is she let her child be hurt and just watched it happen.
Yeah.
I'm not going to judge your mom because I don't know what her life history is. I don't know what evils were done to her. I know there was something super toxic going on in your home for this to be going on the way it has been. And I'm sure we could talk for hours as you unpacked your childhood. But what your mom did to you is wrong. She not only abandoned you, she set you up for a lifetime of hurt and trauma and pain and evil. And of course you miss your mom, but you miss the fantasy of your mom more than you miss your mom.
Yeah, I do. I miss like having a mom, and
yeah.
You know what I always pictured like a mom to be,
That's
to be
right.
there for me.
And here's what really sucks, Michelle, and I told you I was going to tell you the truth. You didn't get that mom. You deserved that mom. You should have got that mom, and you didn't get that mom. And so as you sit in the ash of that, and you've been sitting in these ashes for a long time, you just thought those ashes were trees and grass. They weren't. They were grit and concrete and blood-stained dirt, ash. And now what you have to do, the work you have to do, is to get with a professional today. And this call is happening between us in the morning. And so you've got all day to find somebody. Go find a professional who's going to walk a journey with you, and your journey is going to be longer than most.
I have a question, John. So,
Yeah?
my mom, she apologized. She said,
Excellent. Good for her. I'm glad she apologized. Good for her. And I'm all about redemption. I'm all about people changing and growing and moving on. But she hurt you in a way that your soul and your brain and your body are going to be recovering for years and years and years. Because if you can't trust your mom to show up and stop evil, who in God's name can you trust? Right?
yeah, right.
I don't know a lot about the world, but I know the world's a crummy place sometimes, and that's why moms and dads are there, to protect children. And your mom didn't show up.
When my brother, when he assaulted me 3 years ago, when he physically assaulted me 3 years ago, my mom, I called the police, and I was living at my parents' house at that time. And
Good for her. Hey, listen. I want you to hear what you're doing, which is classic abuse survivor behavior. You're trying to make everyone else okay. You're trying to come up with excuses and reasons why you shouldn't hurt so bad, why they're not quite as bad as it seems on paper. And here's the thing, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, maybe your mom is a radically different human being. She's a vigilante now. She is high support. She is take no crap off of anybody. Burn all of them down who hurt my baby girl. Maybe that's the way she is. Awesome. Good for her. You still have healing to do that you cannot do if you are tethered to her right now. That doesn't mean that your relationship's over forever. But it does mean for a season, there's got to be some space and separation because you don't even know what healthy love looks like, feels like. You don't know what that sidewalk feels like when you walk on it and it's totally firm and it's safe. You don't know what green grass and trees feel like and smell like. Your body has never experienced a flower because you've been living in ash. And so today, you're going to call the police on your brother for continuing to perpetuate child pornography. Today, you're going to call a therapist and say, for the first time in a long time, I'm going to take care of me. I need help. And what's going to happen over time is you're going to work to establish relationships with the women in your community that you trust, that will become surrogate moms to you, that will lean into your life, that will honor you and will cherish you and will protect you, will give you wisdom, give you safety. And then when you get tethered into those relationships, then you will be safe enough to maybe invite your mom out for coffee and say, hi, how are you? Because you're going to know strength then, you're going to know safety then that you have never felt and never known. Brother's job is to burn the world down for his little sister, not to abuse her. The other brother's job is to knock the teeth out of the older brother who abuses my sister, not to join in. And the mom's job is to burn it all down for my daughter, not to turn my head the other way. Michelle, I'm so sorry. You deserved more than this. And I don't mean this trite, and I don't mean this disrespectfully. There is healing on the other side of this. And it's going to be a hard, exhausting road, which means you got to get people around you that you trust and will care for you. But there is healing on the other way. And it starts with that phone call to 911. It starts with that phone call to a therapist. It starts with you finding a friend or another woman in your community where you work, at your church, letting her know, here's what happened to me, here's my childhood, and I need someone to lean on in the next year, in the next 2 years, because I got a long road to walk. So as you make this journey, Michelle, as you make these calls, as you start leaning into the future here, we're here for you. Shoot me an email, give me a call. We'll have you back on the show talk about how your progress is going. Make no mistake, it's going to be ugly and messy. Your mom doesn't get a vote. Your brothers don't get a vote. Your dad doesn't get a vote. None of those people who hurt you get a vote. It's time you put on your oxygen mask, Michelle, and start taking care of you. And it starts today.